All right, hey guys, Bad Girl Mystic here. I want to say hi to you guys. My hubby's on the way home. We're gonna have some dinner and chill on the couch. But I wanted to share with you what was going on for me today with some shadow work. Talk about your warrior, your warrior versus your alchemist, and that was what floated up from the flotsam and jetsam today as I was doing myofascia body work on where I have pain around my joints. And I was working a twist I have with some lesions in my power chakra, in my torso, which has been creating low back pain and limiting my movement. So by working on my body, working on myself, this brings, whenever you do belly work for people, you always warn them as a massage therapist, you let people know, you could possibly have an emotional reaction, you could cry. So when we have body work, between body work and coloring, yeah, I have more than enough on my plate when it comes to shadow work of stuff that comes up. So I'm just going to share with you real quickly, not real quickly, I'm just going to let it flow. I don't have a specific agenda, but I do want to talk about the warrior versus the alchemist. So in terms of the warrior is the one who keeps you alive and keeps you surviving once you realize shit ain't right and you got to make a change. And that's the warrior who says, get up, pussy ass bitch, and move. And there's been times in my life where I've had to get out of the way, especially if you've been in an earthquake. You learn about reacting fast. But the warrior can never be in charge of healing. And that's why you need to develop your alchemist, because the warrior will just keep you in stressed out mode. So I had mentioned I had stuff going on, doing shadow work, wanted to do a charm bag. So I did do a charm bag. And I connected with the dragonfly guardian. It spoke to me and I happened to have a little dragonfly. And so I put, dragonfly means transformation, self-realization, moves with grace and elegance. So I like that. I have a bay leaf in there with the incantation, and I created this trippy ass sigil for the front. It's a combination. So I went really intuitive on all of this, and finally pulled my card for January instead of doing a full oracle reading, because I just wasn't feeling an oracle reading this month. Anything that's too left brain, if my body's already in a state of, you see the kitty, my body's in a triggered hyper vigilant state, where my brain injury is on my left brain, those kind of tasks I resist. It's like the least thing I want to do. So I'm very focused if I need to spend left brain energy being a grown-up or writing or all the many other things, math, that the left brain does. And I pulled the Athena card from the Goddess Oracle deck. And so just once again, like I said, January's definitely been shadows for me. Like, this is kind of more my usual coloring style. But a lot of dark stuff has been coming up for me, as I had mentioned in my front page, like really shadowy and dark. So I can tell, like in my unconscious, that the things that I grieve, the things that I'm afraid of, memories, experiences that all happen pre-verbal especially, are in the unconscious. And that's the stuff that's coming up, but it gets difficult because I don't have a funnel, a language for it. It's just a feeling. And so it's like, then you have to start doing getting curious and doing the questioning and asking the work and holding yourself in a gentle space and saying, hey, what needs to come up right now? I think the hubby's here. Anywho, so shadow work definitely throughout the book. And this is what I'd like to work on today. I'm excited about prepping for Symbolic. Looking forward to a ritual that welcomes spring. I'm a spring baby. Anywho, yeah, there's some commotion shit going on outside. I gotta go deal with that. But think about it. My warrior My warrior always felt like a fraud. And I mean, I'm 5'8", so people would say stupid shit like call me Athena, Princess Warrior, which I never liked. Truth of the matter is when I'm tripped out, when I'm freaked out, I freeze. Has a lot to do with the age I was when the trauma started. So I freeze to survive. And this is so deeply rooted in my unconscious of how to react to any experience that frightens me, that it has been one that has taken me a long journey that I've been working with to unwind. And I got so far doing spray and pray self-love, like, here, do this for self-love, take this bath, use this oil. But my results were wonky. So it took a brain injury for me to finally commit to doing some deep shadow work. Brain injury and my mom's death. I knew there was just no fucking way around that one. We loved each other deeply, but it was a very difficult relationship in so many ways. So I was at a place and a time in my life where I had the time to do it. And this is what I do. And this is what I'm sharing with you. And so in terms of alchemy, like, I'll be working and I'll feel the warrior take over. It's just habit. The warrior, so the warrior drains me. The warrior just wants to go in and rip and tear and pull shit out. So that's why it's really important to restore. When your shadows come up, you want to restore. I'm going to try some of Amy's, I'm going to do essential oil blends of these tonics that she mentions. And we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, so when that warrior comes up, it just means, like, to me, double down on the healing, sister. Double down, I get my sandbags out and start grounding myself. Ankle weights are fantastic for grounding the physical body from help repattern those more unconscious habitual posture habits that are reflecting shadow dark emotions, sadness and grief and heartbreak and anger. Shit comes up. What are you going to do? But what you do need is consistency. What you do need is a daily practice. What you do need is something that internally you can read the feedback instead of it depending externally on someone else giving you feedback. I've done lots of therapy. I recently did therapy when I had a fall, when I tried going back to work after my traumatic brain injury. And the thing is like, you know yourself better than anyone else. There's so little that's understood about trauma that even my experiences sitting in a therapist room, unless they experienced exactly the same trauma the way I did at the age I did, they're not going to understand. They're going to be able to give me the tools, but they're not going to be able to do the detective work to sort out. They're not going to be able to give me the magic food diet or herb or supplement or mantra or anything that's going to set my shadows right. That's my job. So, where do you need protection? Where do you have protection, but you're in the habit of believing you don't? And instead of going for like the big questions, break it down even smaller. Why don't I like this color? I've got bored with shading. And I didn't know why. I just didn't want to do shading anymore. So I haven't really finished this one. What's shading? Shading's the left side of the brain. Shading color is more about details and blending it. It's just too much work for my brain right now. I'm too tired. I don't want to do it. And when you start looking at just the whys behind even the little things, it's like I need a creative expression. I need to stretch my creative limbs. So I'm going to go over and pop over here for a little bit today. All right. Do some shadow journaling. If you ever have any questions, here's a kitty cat. There's a doggy and there's another doggy under the blanket. Sorry, I just went dog mom voice on you. If you ever have questions, feel free to message me. All right, peace out.